is baby MJ. And look at all the boys from when you were
Oh yeah, that's when I was on the honor roll.
I know, and you was on the honor roll like
A bunch of times.
a bunch of times, exactly. My husband and I have 4 children: Gabriella, Colby, Marlon, and Tristan. All 3 of the boys are on the autism spectrum, all on different ends of the autism spectrum. And let me just tell you, when you're a parent and you're getting a diagnosis, it's like a death sentence to us, because doctors are saying, your child can't do this and your child won't be able to do this. But then you find a place like Families Helping Families with other family members who have been through this diagnosis and who has gotten this diagnosis and who you can talk to, who you can cry with. This is an organization that helps you walk through everything, every step. We're a support system to families who are just like us. Like we always say, we walk the walk, we talk the talk. We definitely walk the walk and talk the talk. When nobody else believes in us, we just make it happen. We just create things for our children so that they can be successful, because who's gonna believe in your children more than you? And that's why it's so important to have a Families Helping Families, because people will come in with their own ideas too and say, hey, you should have this, or we could do this as a team, and we just do it because nobody else is gonna do it. And so once you realize what your child is good at, you take off with it. And that's how the coding program came about. MJ, he's the sweetest kid on the planet. MJ was born early, and he was born with a knot in his umbilical cord, which caused developmental delays. As he grew, because we had the experiences with Kobe, we knew the importance of early intervention. And so MJ was able to get speech and occupational therapy and all those things early. Now he is an aspiring entrepreneur who wants to do gaming and coding and develop a place where people can come like him.
Now my character here should move just fully straight. See?
When the Computing for You program started, we started out with a partnership with some schools, and we started out with like a partnership with Operations Park, and we were transporting the kids back and forth. And then, as the program afterwards, it started to grow, and we started to see the need for more support. And so we started the CYA Learning Lab. And in the Learning Lab, our kids are still doing their coding or computing stuff, programs. But in between that time, they come to Learning Lab where they can get all of the other supports they need. We got 2 Tiffany's, Tiffany 1 and Tiffany 2. They're helping them to navigate that process.
All right, Patrick, I'm gonna make you team leader of team 1. Gage, you're gonna be leader of team 2.
Okay.
I may be the oil, she's the gasoline. We keep the car running, so yeah.
We assist those on the autism spectrum. Some are higher functioning than others. We support them at their level and help them strive, be the person that we know they can be. We know we all have some things we need to work on, but we try to focus on what their positive and what their, assets are,
Yes.
so they can leverage those to get the job.
I do think that there's a lot of misconceptions that employers have about when they hire somebody with a disability, that it's going to be difficult or complex. But truth of the matter is, it's not very difficult or complex. The people with disabilities sometimes need support with getting the job and maybe getting to know coworkers and being able to communicate with other people on the job site. But once they get that down, they can do the work. They're very capable. There's going to be probably very few issues, and then they're going to be successful.
All right. Oh yeah. There's a mic's on. All right, mic's on.
Patrick is amazing. I love his personality. I love how he's just outspoken at times. Sometimes it can be much, but I love that about him. And he knows exactly what he wants to do.
My dream job is to. My dream is I guess graphic design / illustrator. So, and I could probably go into animation as a character designer for a movie or TV show. Maybe even do a video game character design. Who knows?
Aaron is very soft-spoken, He loves video games.
He's very quiet, and he is very smart and intelligent, but you have to really pull it out of him.
It's almost like he wants to be the expert on any subject, so he's over here Googling it so
Yeah.
he can give you the date, the
Yeah.
place, everything that happened with that. Even though if he knows some of the information, he wants to know all the information related about the topic.
Yeah.
And that's in every
But it
activity
has
we
to,
do.
right, but it has to be something that gets his attention.
I'm dreaming about getting a job like construction site. They make a new grocery store or new buildings, new theme park, all of it, and new houses.
Gage is motivated. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He's one of the few who will communicate with you without having to build that rapport.
My dream job is basically like video game development. Like ever since I watched a YouTuber going on how he developing his own game, it got me interested, and I started play some games where you can mess around and create your own stuff, and decided, hey, I want to make video games in the future.
Henri is very motivated when it comes to animation and video games.
Seems a little sheltered, but he's coming out of his shell a lot more by coming into the learning lab.
You could tell we had to give him reminders to speak up because that is just his natural communication style.
Yeah.
Remember to project your voice so everyone can hear you. Talk a little louder. Sorry.
I apologize.
It's okay.
To the program.
He's very quiet, but he's smart.
My dream job is to do coding on computers.
So, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little nervous.
Joshua wants the best for everyone around him. He wants to see himself succeed and all of his friends succeed with him.
Do you know any jokes?
If every pork chop is perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. Everything in this world just keeps the average person down. So I feel like I want my purpose to be a little more grander than that.
He has a lot going on, you can tell, but he's very intelligent.
Just want to find my own group of familiars or people that get me, so that I can finally belong.
They know that they are different, but together they feel like one. So they can be themselves. Like MJ, and he had his hoodie over his head.
MJ, remember I asked you that question?
But they were in here just talking about things that they enjoy. But then you think about the middle and the end. They didn't even want to leave. When you're on a topic of something that he enjoys, you'll get this bubbly, bright, loud, outspoken personality because he's able to engage and talk about what he loves.
My dream job is my business I'm making called Whenever Anime. It's a place where you could play and buy games. It's also a comic book and anime shop. I'm a big nerd when it comes to anime and superheroes. My dad was the best person I ever really knew before he passed. I didn't know anything about superheroes. Like, I didn't know who Batman was or who Spider-Man was. The first thing he told me was, "Oh, we gotta change that." And so he did. He sat me down and we watched a whole bunch of superheroes. So it's like Superman and stuff. It got a little quiet at first. Like, usually he always calls me in the morning and tell me, "Hey, good morning. You have any more interesting books?" Because he always asks me about any books, stories, or anime that I watch, because even though he didn't understand it, he always listened. And that always was helpful.
every day isn't a good day. I can tell you that I didn't want to get out the bed this morning. I can tell you that I didn't want to get out the bed last week. Because there was a point in my life where I felt like I just didn't want to live. I didn't want to do it anymore. I felt like I was failing my children because with him passing away, the days have been extremely hard. But then you have MJ who comes in the room and he's like, "Hey, Mom, how are you today? Can I have a hug?" I have to get up. I have to get out the bed, and I have to push myself to go to work. And I have to push myself because I know that there are other parents out there like me that are trying to get out the bed. And I want them to know that if I can do it, and if I can push through it, you can do it. And then to let me help you. That's why it's important to have a families helping families. Because the relatability is so important.
I know this funny joke my dad always told me. It was about 3 guys on an island. They were surviving on an island, and then one day, one of the guys found a bottle. They rubbed the bottle, and a genie came out. And the genie said he would give each of them 1 rich. And the first guy said, "Oh, I don't really want anything. I just want to go home." So the genie granted his rich, and he went home. The second guy said, "Oh, I really want to go home too." So the genie sent them home. The last guy said, "I really miss my friends. I wish they was here right now."